Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Bear Inside Out podcast. I'm Anna.
And I'm Dustin.
He's the only Dustin here today. We are down one, but that's okay because we have a guest with us tonight to cover some TV. We're finally back covering some television. It has been a while. I do believe Yellow Jackets was the last,
Yep.
and he was also on for some of those episodes. So, everyone, welcome Sean from Movie Dumpster. Welcome back, my friend.
How you guys doing?
We're
Great.
doing
Thanks for
really
having me.
well. Very well. Very well.
Love having you on, man. It's always a pleasure.
Yes, it
Thanks.
is.
I'm happy to be back again. I asked Joe, my co-host over on Movie Dumpster, but he's been kind of itching to get to the boys for years and never kind of hasn't gotten to it yet.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
he kind of fired back at me. He said, "All right, well, you got to watch Daredevil." Well, the next two seasons, I'm still behind on Daredevil, so that's where I am with
Dude,
that.
Got a
But
trade off. Yeah.
yeah,
Daredevil
but
is amazing. It's like
I've
honestly
heard
the
it is.
only Marvel thing that I watch now. Like
I watched all the Netflix, so I got to watch the two Disney seasons, especially as it seems like it's going to lead into the actual movie
it's
soon.
it's
Mhm.
really good. It's really good.
Uh, but
Both of them.
the boys have been watching since I think once the second season came out, I kind of binged the first one, and then the second one I got really into it, and I've watched everyone since then. So I was excited when
Nice.
Anna was like, "Hey, we're doing the boys. Have you seen it?" I was like, "Oh yes, I have."
Yay.
Hell yeah.
Yes, I'm excited too because we are here to review the final season of The Boys. Tonight, we're going to talk about the first three episodes. Sean kind of mentioned a little bit of his history. Dustin, did you watch from the beginning?
I did, but it took me a while to get to it. And I think I told you not that long ago that I stopped, I think, season three for whatever reason. But when I saw you guys were talking about this and you were like, I want to cover it, and I was like, do you want me to come on? And I was like, I was hoping you were gonna be like, yeah, let's go. And you did,
Well,
obviously.
yes. I just wasn't sure if
So
you'd watched it. So that's why I was
yeah,
like, well,
so I went back, finished watching or rewatched the second half of season three, all of season four, and I'm caught up now. I'm gonna go back and
nice.
rewatch everything again, but man, I got some stuff I want to talk about.
Yeah,
That's
you
actually kind
got.
of
Oh, go ahead,
I
Sean.
was I was just gonna say that's kind of interesting though because I was thinking about that. I didn't go back and rewatch. I just the recap in the first. I didn't even watch all the recaps, just the first recap. And I
Mm.
Yeah.
was like, I forgot like that main scientist instant. I was like, who the fuck is this? And then later I remembered in future episodes. But yeah, I need the recap. Maybe when it's over, I'll finally go back in a couple of years. But that's interesting, Dustin, that you went back. You have a little bit different perspective.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
yeah.
sure. Fresher eyes. Because a friend of mine at the time showed me, I believe the entire first season was out and season two was about to come out. And they were like, "Hey, have you ever watched this?" And I was like, "Nope." And then, man, from that opening episode when Huey's girlfriend gets run through, I was hooked. I was like, that just happened like in the first 5 minutes that this
Yep.
can happen in this show. So yeah, and it was such a refreshing change of pace. Like I've never read the comics. I don't know if you guys have at all, but like this
Mhm.
is as far as I'm concerned, it's just going to be like a perspective of the show and theories as far as that's concerned. But yeah, I've just loved this show. Every time a new season's come out, I'm all in. So I'm excited to bring it here and discuss it. These first three episodes are interesting.
They are. They are. I guess one thing I want to say that this show has, I think a lot of other shows don't have, is really good pacing and writing. I feel
Oh
like
yeah.
every episode, it feels like whatever they're setting out to do for that episode, they do it. They're not like
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
lingering on too much. Like there are some shows out there, like we just mentioned, Yellow Jackets. That's
Yeah.
one that kind of was like, I'm gonna stretch this out and never get to the point I want to do. But with
Mm-hmm.
this one, with the three episodes that we have right now, it is amazing. I love it. And the other thing too is with the amount of characters that they have in this show and how everybody is so fleshed out and they all have like their own thing going on. They do a
Mm-hmm.
really, really good job at balancing all that.
I
I was just gonna
agree.
say, yeah, me too. And they've had four seasons now to kind of flesh it out to kind of get all that attention to the characters and the backstory. And in the first episode, I think even Huey kind of makes a joke about all their escapades over the years. So it was
Yeah.
kind of good to have all these callbacks kind of built into these first couple episodes because they know it's the end. They know they're trying
Mm-hmm.
to get to an end. They don't need to kind of put any more fluff which I think that fluff was very good in those first 4 seasons. Don't get me wrong, and they even had that spin-off show which I didn't personally watch. I don't know if either of you guys did, but which even expanded it further.
Yeah.
And some of that leaked into the last season. I know Neo War. There was that scene where he pulls like the mask off, and he's like, "Oh man, should we really be doing this?" This season, I think that ain't the same guy. They're holding a carrot in front of us. We'll talk about that, I'm sure. But
yeah.
You're
On
right,
my
Dustin. The writing has been incredible all the way through. They took all the right ideas from Game of Thrones, and they kind of took Garth Ennis's ideas, which I haven't read the comics, but I've seen panels over the years because it was always blasted on the internet since its inception, and it was in comic shops for years too. So I do know some things from the comics. So there's a couple things I'm interested if the show does, for better or worse, but I won't go into spoilers from the comics because I just feel like that's not the point of this. Like you kind of said, Anna, we're going off the TV show.
Right, yeah. Yeah, and I actually did watch a recap of the first 2 episodes instead of going back and rewatching them, and they were making a lot of references to the comics to the point where it was kinda confusing me, and so, I don't know, from what I can tell at least, I think they're kinda doing their own thing with elements of the comics,
Oh, yeah,
and,
big time.
Yeah, think of
so
it like
that's
Walking
good.
Dead in a way. Because
Yeah.
they, even though they were following a lot of the comics, they also kind of went off and did like some of their own stuff, you know.
I don't know. Once they got to second season, even the first season, man, that show was interesting, but it lost me because I was just too much of a comic diehard. Maybe if I went back to it and just enjoyed it for what it was, but they
Uh-huh.
they neutered one of my favorite characters. They made Carol basically that character. But anyway, well, let's get off of that.
That's enough to talk about
That's
another
another
time.
series. Maybe we'll
Yeah.
cover that. Bring you on to watch them all. There we
Oh,
go.
no, for
Make you
better or
watch
worse.
them. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, kind of what you said, Dustin. This show has a lot of characters, and even though I haven't, like, I've watched the recaps, but I haven't watched any of the seasons other than when they've come out. So even though, like, with that being said, anytime I see a character, I can mostly remember like what's happened to them. Like when Ashley stepped up at the podium, now she's vice president and she's a soup, and they're telling the American people that she's been a soup in hiding all these years, and just her story arc of where she's come. Now I'm interested to see where she's going to go. Is she going to help save the day? Is she going to turn sage? And she's a whole other story. I have a theory about her, and it's the fact that she's the smartest person in the world.
Like
Why is she?
actually,
Yeah, actually, like
yeah.
live. That's her superpower. She is so
She's got
smart.
two of her, so yeah.
That's why she has to lobotomize herself to dumb herself down so she can actually have fun and enjoy life for what it is. Like that's why she's fucking the deep and Black Noir. Actually, that's probably why they've got beef.
Oh, the deep. It's like that character still to this day. It's like, how could you make like Aquaman cornier and more of a despicable thing than he's already mocked enough, and it's just like, well, they pulled it off.
And then
I
here's
honestly
the
feel
deep.
like with him,
That's what I mean. Yeah, exactly.
I think he's gonna turn. He's getting like what
Yeah.
they're like going on in this, like that they're really highlighting him and how much he's like really being like, oh, Homelander asked you guys, he didn't ask me to go and do this, or like
Which
you
has
asked
been-
that person. In the
This
back
has
seat.
been happening with him though. He has always been a lapdog, and he's always done whatever Homelander has wanted him to do, and he's always wanted his approval.
He's definitely gonna do something. I feel
But what I was going to say is, I think it's because Sage is so smart. I think why can't she create the serum to kill Homelander?
Well, I don't know how you want to cover this, Anna, so I don't want to jump too far ahead, but I'm kind of with you on that. If she's so smart,
go ahead. Yeah, we can go.
She claims. Okay. I'm kind of with you. She probably knows how to do it, or she could figure it out. Something will happen probably in episode 4 or 5 that'll cause her, or Homelander will finally question her. But he keeps saying, "What's your secondary motive?" And even Ashley, "What's your secondary motive?" She keeps saying she doesn't have one, but
there's always
know.
one, man.
Yeah, I love that character. She's kind of a character you love to hate because you're like, all right, what is she about? But she's always against the heroes, so she's interesting.
Yeah, And she would be so good on our team too, which sucks to have her over there. But yeah, what's going to
Well,
be the thing? Because he's already questioning her because he sees how
mm,
happy she is and how loved she is. And she's just like all of them are doing that though. Like the Deep and Black Noir have their podcast. Ashley's dating now. And God, that's a whole other thing. And then like everybody in the sevens kind of doing their own thing.
mm,
And
yeah,
everybody hates him still, and he thinks he is just this god. He thinks he is God, literally, and he cannot understand why people lead with love, I guess, and like just accept love in a different way, just like with Huey, and like when he's talking to him at the camp, like why would Starlight and Butcher die for you? And he's like, because I
Which
would for them.
he really does believe that. And I think Huey, besides Butcher, is the one that pisses him off the most. He might even actually
yeah,
say that because it's like this pissant character. And when he's kind of grilling him in the camp, and Huey just says all that, but really we know they're doing it because they need Frenchie to do this virus because that's their plan that they kind of kicked off in the last season. They're gonna poison or use this virus that could potentially kill mutants and maybe humans too on Homelander because everything else has failed.
Yeah.
yeah.
And then that's kind of where you see at the end of last season, Butcher gets those fucking the Ouroboros from Resident Evil. He has those like tentacle powers or whatever.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, like some kind of plague powers because they keep showing like the veins in his head, which really does make me think of like a Resident Evil or a
Yeah,
bioweapon of some kind.
I
Uh,
always think it's like a venom, kind of
yeah,
like
oh,
a
that's
venom.
another good example. Yeah,
yeah,
Yeah.
Venom's a good one too. But
yeah.
that kind of paper trail they've been kind of going after for almost, I think it was last season they went into that. You just watched it, Dustin. You tell me. But talking about this thing that can kill Homelander is if and that's kind of why they're going to try to test it, and that's what the first kind of 3 episodes kind of go into.
Mhm.
At least
Yeah,
the
and
first two, definitely.
I
Yeah.
wanna. This is kind of jumping to like a later episode. Is wait, I think it is actually the last episode. Is Rock Hard when they go and find Rock Hard.
God, yes.
Oh my God. When they're like deciding like who they're gonna go and do like test this virus on, they're like, oh, we could do this or we could do that. And then they're like, oh, Rock Hard. Like he was at the monument and he was just having at it. And it was splooge everywhere. Everybody hates him now. So let's go find where he's at. And they start, staking out the house and whatever, and then they find him and he's just this big, like literal pile of rocks. And then on the screen, there's like the volcanoes.
That's like his porn. So weird.
I was just
Yeah.
dying laughing. That's another thing this show does so well. Is like, yeah, it's a comic book, but it exaggerates what comic books are, and tries to really make it in a way where it would be more realistic. And that's what I kind of like about this is like there is so much death, there's so much destruction. And this one, that episode just lost me. I'm like, this is hilarious,
And
man.
it's shocking in the best way. It's kind of
Mhm.
like the best kind of shocking.
Yeah.
It's not like torture porn or anything like that. It's just it's so outlandish and stupid that you can't even believe it. So you have to laugh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's what I appreciate about it.
And it's
yeah.
built on so many like sex and perverse jokes. Like they're just kind of like
Hmm.
littered throughout each episode and pop culture references. Like they mentioned like
Yes.
Chappelle Roan and Elon. There's like
Uh-huh.
they've
Tyler
done
the
that every
Creator.
season. Yeah,
Yeah.
Every season they kind of pepper those in, which I don't know, maybe in 10 years that'll date it a little, but yeah, it's a window in time. Fuck it. And like you
Yeah.
guys
Yeah.
are talking about, I do like kind of the difference on the DCU's kind of attacking this at a different angle than the MCU. Let's just say the big movie superhero stuff, but the DCU is now creating this new thing where it's like, oh, superheroes have existed for 300 years, so it is more of that literal comic book thing. Because it's like, well, we're used to it, but we didn't grow up with just the regular world around us, and then oh shit, somebody found a superhero serum and started creating them in the early 1950s. So yeah,
Yeah.
you're right.
Right.
That's why we get the show that we get, which is still genius from the beginning. And again, even those old comics, even if they don't hold up well, again, Google some of the shit in it. It's very crass. Garth Ennis kind of known for that at the time.
Mhm.
But they kind of took it and made it into this wonderful commentary on America, which isn't a hot take. People have been saying that for years, but they
Mhm.
really lean into it in this first episode. I mean,
Oh my God,
this
yes.
basically
Yeah, the
it's basically
parallels.
he's basically Trump at a CPAC. I mean, that's essentially what it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Giving a conference and then gets embarrassed because the airplane video from season 1, which they've actually talked about, if I'm not misremembering that, a few times, that this video might leak. I feel like that's come up a few times.
Yeah, I was actually like, when that happened at the start of the very first episode, I was like, I I kind of forgot that it hadn't been leaked because do feel like it had been talked about for so
Yeah.
long.
Mhm.
Okay,
And so
okay.
I was like, "Oh, it's happening now." Well, that's a way to kick this season off, and just hit just his face like a deer in headlights.
Well,
But
he
then
almost did exactly what they expected him to do by watching that video, and Sage is like,
Yeah,
you're
no.
cool
proving
down,
a
bucko.
point. You're proving a point.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And of course they did a whole spin on like, really grounding it into like today where it's like, oh, it was actually just AI. I don't have
And then
7
they
fingers.
then they did alter it with AI to where he did have
Yeah.
Yeah.
so
It's
so
like,
dumb.
of
Yes,
course.
I do feel like last season got a little too close to home as far as I think last season was the one that was a bit of a drag for me. Like, it was still fun, not as much as Yellow Jackets was, but it was still fun, but it was just like, God, it was so close to real life,
Mm.
It was
and it
also a different beast. Like season 4 is a little different. Like Huey's working in the office with the audience knows one of the main enemies. I mean, and
very true.
Yeah.
it gets a lot more complicated than that. But at
Yeah,
the
very true. It
start,
was a little bit more political on the politics side of things.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's pretty much the president right now because
He's like above the
right.
president. He is literally like the
he
I don't
hasn't
even
been
know.
elected though by the American people
Yeah.
per the
Right.
Constitution.
Yeah.
But the president's just like basically, bending over and letting him do whatever he wants. And anytime he gives him any
Yeah.
lip, it's like, all right, well, okay, fine, if you want to do it. Like, I don't think it's like he clearly knows it's a bad idea. And we have those like things where Ashley's thinking in her head, and she's like, oh, you should disagree with him. Like he's vulnerable, and then she kind of pansies out of it. She can't go all the way through with it because she's still
Mhm.
afraid. Don't blame
Yeah.
her, but
I have
Yeah.
immunity, right? And then
yeah,
Homelander just walks in. Oh, well, never mind.
yeah,
Not
right,
even
right,
gonna
right.
bother.
But
Ah,
also just I kind of love the concentration camp kind of thing. And even
it's so
even just
ridiculous.
leaning again more into today. It's like Camp
Hmm.
47. Like, hello, that was a little on the nose, but I
That
chuckled
was
at it.
mhm. Mhm.
And they're all wearing the Homelander gear, and
Yeah.
even Soldier Boy, who comes back in the second episode, has like a snowflake shirt with like a Homelander giving the
Yeah.
finger, and I thought that was hilarious. Just the
Yeah.
propaganda
Hmm.
was just
Yeah.
hilarious.
And even like the pillows in the bunks have his face on it, so they like see his face first thing when they go to bed at night.
And he has that guy with the massive penis who's been a consistent background character over the years.
That's
Is a
always kicked MM's ass.
yeah, and
Yeah.
he's like a
I've
prison
been
guard.
waiting
Just
for this.
oh god, that part was amazing when he finally fights him during the breakout out.
Yeah.
But I
Oh,
love how he's just a piece of shit prison guard. Like, all right, yeah, the way this guy's been presented, he would be. Yeah, beating people
Yeah,
with
for
yeah.
his
sure.
dick. How gross is that?
Yeah, it's so
Oh.
gross. Somebody said he's the only person that can beat his dick in prison or something like that. I read that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
But I
mother's
Also,
do
milk.
like seeing Huey, like, nut up a little bit,
Yeah.
because he
yeah.
definitely saved Frenchie's ass in that moment. I love how
Yeah, he did.
positive Frenchie's being because he's got hope, he's still got
Oh,
his hustle
he's got
going
his
on.
girl. He's
He
got his
he's
girl
he's got
Yeah.
now.
his girl out there waiting on him. He's got his side hustle going on. He's got him some
Hmm.
headphones, but he was about to get shanked, and Huey clocked that dude. I was like, "Fuck yeah, Huey, way to
Hmm.
go!"
How did you guys feel about the tension in those first the two episodes? I guess just basically everything leading up to the prison break. I thought it was very well done because you're thinking, all
Yeah,
right, they're gonna go in there. They know it's a trap. They're trying to get the band back together. Meanwhile, Huey, MM, and Frenchie are making fucking Molotov cocktails and don't know that. Oh shit, they knew the whole time because Homelander can see through all this shit.
yep,
And
Yeah.
the little wrinkle of A Train, who I was wondering about since last season. He kind of had a few moments here or there, and this character with his brother, basically since season 1. And they kind
Yeah.
of have that literally a full circle moment by the end of that first episode, going back to what Anna, you brought up, the first fucking episode. I said that to my wife when we were watching. It's like, wow, literally A-Train, his character just kind of ended up being kind of a beautiful, or had a beautiful story arc. And I didn't expect
Yeah.
that at first because he was such an asshole in the beginning.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
he's
same.
the one who ran through Huey's girlfriend.
Yeah. Well, that's the full circle moment, right? But I don't know if you want to jump right to that yet, because there's that moment where they meet with him, like, hey, Starlight's, he's my guy, and A-Train's like, I got family, I'm willing to help, but I don't want to die. I got people.
Yeah, we can talk about A-Train, because I was really shocked to see that's how the first episode ended, because like you said, it was a beautiful arc, and I was happy to see that, his brother was just happy to be alive, living life, trying to make fun conversation. And then you could still see that A-Train just had so much guilt and carried so much guilt for what happened to his brother. And that's what he says, I see what you're doing and I appreciate it, but you gotta, it's okay,
Yeah.
And but I do think that what Starlight said got to him. And I think maybe a part of him thought too that maybe his family would be safer if he was just gone altogether. So if he did die trying to take Homelander out or help them anyways, then at least he's out of the picture. I mean, I could see Homelander killing his family just for shits and giggles, but A-Train was the one he wanted. I don't really. That's just who cares at this point?
I mean, with that too, going right before his demise, he would have, I think, done what he wanted to do if that lady wasn't on the phone and almost reenacted what happened of running through somebody. And
I thought that for that minute. I was like, he's going to run through her and kill her.
But there was a little change moment there of him being like, I should probably just skirt out of the way. And he did. And then,
good point. Yeah.
Well, his brother talking to him too kind of flipped that switch a little. Like, you said to me years ago that you never saved anyone. He's like, yeah, but I have. And he's like, no, you have. You've changed. You've made an effort. And then he leaves him because the Deep's kind of coming. And they have that kind of cool thing where they see the seagulls out there and he appears, and that kind of plants the seed. Again, this seed's been planted many times in the Deep. He's always kind of dismissed and kind of just looked down upon by Homelander since season 1. But just A-Train saying basically, don't be the next me, fucking wake up. And the Deep has had so many chances in this fucking show to be redeemed, and he just never takes the opportunity, which I think is heavily leading to what you guys are saying. By the end of the season, I still think he's going to be a coward and a piece of shit, but him and Ashley will do something, maybe not together, but separately. I think the two of them specifically are going to do something, maybe Sage even, all the 7 are going to do something in their own capacity that's going to fuck everything up because they have their own agenda or they hate Homelander or whatever. And the Deep is going to do something that's going to fuck them over royally. I think he might live. We'll see. He doesn't deserve to live, but I could see him of flipping.
Yeah. God, he's come so far too. Not in a good way, but if you just think of where things started.
Character.
With him and Starlight. And then, he got married to that one lady. And then he was fucking that octopus. And had her hid in the closet or whatever.
Dude,
and that woman gave him a taste. That woman gave him a taste of his own medicine, which was I almost feel bad for him, but he kind of had it coming. So it was a fucked up, and then he fucks the octopus.
Yeah.
Didn't he leave that octopus to die or something? I'm trying to remember. It's been a while.
I think he ended up, yeah. Didn't he drain her water out? He smashed the water or something and just let her die in there. Yeah. Isn't that what happened, Dustin?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But the last episode, we kind of see how he's getting a little bit of confidence now because he's got the grenade. He threw it in the car, dumps out our
sorry, bro. I need a win.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Don't hate me, hate the game, or whatever.
Yeah. So I'm almost wondering if he takes him to Homelander. So let's see in this next episode if Homelander, what he says to the Deep about, because the Deep's gonna be like, so I got him for you. I caught him.
Well, how about everybody else? Is exactly what it's gonna be. He's gonna
if he's gonna give him any kind of praises or a gold star or anything, or if he's just gonna be like, okay, thanks, that's your job. You did your job. Bye.
Right.
Yeah. I think he's gonna.
And Deep's wanting more. He wants that validation. Homelander is his god. But if Homelander doesn't give it to him, with this being the final season and time's a ticking, if he doesn't get the validation he needs this time, I think that might cause him to flip.
Yeah.
Maybe Homelander could just be like, "What do you expect?" And just belittle him even more.
Like he didn't even shake his hand. He just instantly went up and started hugging Giancarlo Esposito
and rubbing his head.
Yeah. Oh God, he had like Joe Biden sniffing his hair. I was like, this is creepy. This is too much, man. But like Esposito's been kind of in control. I forgot the name of his actual character, but the
Stan Edgar.
Stan Edgar. He was always in control, and almost kind of like they played up to kind of almost like a Professor X moment there with him. Like, oh, you got a bunch of teenagers. Like I got this invisible kid, which, by the way, Translucent Sun, that was crazy. The little 3-episode story arc they gave him, or 2-episode, I guess.
Yeah, I was like,
I was not expecting that, man.
I wasn't either. And what tipped me off that something was going to happen is the previously on at the start of the episode when it went all the way back to the first season and showed me Huey killing Translucent. I'm like, now why are they showing me this? This is so random. And then his son pops up. I was like, that's why. That makes sense.
That's the thing with those recaps. They're so hit or miss. Once it's like the episode recap, it's like, well, we're going to make sure you remember this. It's like the second I saw Ryan, I was like, well, he's in the episode. I'm just skipping this shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, all right. Yeah. And
they were talking about him a little bit, I think, like in the first episode too. So they're already kind of hinting like, all right, so we're going to start seeing him again. And that was very short-lived.
Yeah, well, he has like I actually forgot they had that in the last season. I think it was with his girlfriend, which was the chicken who heads up
Zoe,
daughter. Which again is that scientist's wife. I completely forgot about that. I just remember that Jack Wade and her in real life are dating, and I forget about the boy's actual story for a second. But yeah, she calls him, and that's kind of like I forgot. And I'm like, why the fuck she keep looking at his phone? And I'm like, oh, Ryan, right? Oh my god! And it was actually the same actor this time. They had to keep replacing him because there was so many years between each season. I think the first 2 seasons is like a different kid. They finally have the same kid, I think, every time. Watch, I'll be wrong, but it was good to see him. I kind of like Ryan. They even show him blowing a bunch of Russians up. I don't know. Maybe I just forgot something, but I'm like, holy shit, he's putting work in.
Well, he was just on the run and in hiding, and they couldn't find him. And so the story, as far as Homelander was concerned, is that he was off at boarding school. He was. That's why he wasn't around. That's why he wasn't with Homelander in the 7. But I don't know what the Russians have to do with him, because he could have just he didn't have to kill him. He just he could have ducked away and ran. But so obviously they were there for him. I mean, they came in packing to an abandoned building. They were looking for something. So I don't really know what, unless
maybe,
no, it's Homelander's son and they're trying to off him, which I mean, I guess that makes sense.
I was gonna say, was that a thing maybe season 2 or 3? And I'm just not remembering, or maybe it'll be relevant in the end of the season. I just thought that was a strange thing. It's like Russia that they made a point to call it a title card and everything. I don't know. It was a cool theme.
I think it's to kind of tie into Soldier Boy, how they're like, oh, you're a commie and all that shit. I think it's a way of them kind of doing something with that.
Maybe.
But I mean,
maybe
that whole scene of them going in that building, I was like, what's going on here? Why are we here right now? And then you start to seeing all the silhouettes and stuff of everybody just being ripped apart and everything, and then you see him, and I'm like, okay, we're gonna see him.
Ron.
And I was very, man, he was being talked up a lot too, being like, obviously from Butcher, being like, I need you here to do this. You're the only person that's able to do this. Doing his talk of getting people to do shit, which is cool and everything. And I'm really warming. Yeah, I'm warming up to him a lot in this season. I love his character in this season. He's an asshole. Butcher, yeah.
Oh God, I want to kill him. I hate Butcher.
See, that's what pissed me off in this episode 3 was that the same.
He's well written. He's well written.
The same fucking he is. But the same fucking thing happened last season, I think, or season 3. When he had to talk with Ryan and basically got him to come to his side and be like, hey, you're our only hope against fighting Homelander. And then when push came to shove and it couldn't be done, he just says something really shitty to Ryan to make him hate him and then tosses him to the curb. That's exactly what happened in episode 3. And the same thing happened last season or the season before. And I was like, now why did this happen again? This is dumb.
It's
But
because he doesn't learn
then
from his mistakes, man.
Right. Wow. And he's a
possibly
kid.
that too. But it wasn't even him. It was Butcher. He's the adult, and he doesn't have to because the serum's gone. He's like,
Right.
oh, well, fuck you. It's not going to work now. You can't do it. You're not powerful enough. It's that kind of thing. Like, don't just write him off and treat him like shit just because you don't get your way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do want to talk about the serum. We kind of didn't get to that, but just to finish this thought, and Butcher he's always from the beginning kind of been a piece of shit to some extent, but the last season especially, they played out that whole thing where he had that friend, Jeffrey D. Morgan, and he's seeing him, and then you find out it's all a fucking hallucination, and he knows it's a hallucination. He's just feeding into his own psychosis.
Yeah.
Like, he's lost the plot. And I feel like eventually at some point in this season, you guys know how long this one is? Is it 8 episodes, I'm assuming?
Ooh, I don't know, actually.
That seems
I'm
to be
not
the
sure
norm.
how many episodes. I would probably say between 8 and 10.
Okay. Yeah, 8 I'm looking at right now. It's running until the end of May. But I fully expect him to just do something beyond heinous that the rest of them won't be able to forgive him. Not the first time, of course, but we're getting so close to the end. It's got to be something that, I don't know, if somebody on their side dies in the process, or he hands somebody over to get a bargaining chip, which he's done before. I don't know. He's just getting darker and darker. They're playing up like you guys said, like Venom, or like he's got a parasite in him. Like I said, like Resident Evil. Something's fucking with him, and he's embracing it because he likes the power. He has these tentacles now. He could take some bullets from Soldier Boy. He could take a punch from Homelander. He's not instantly killed by a laser beam. So he's on a power trip.
Yeah, especially with him going back to see his dad. Like, I think that's what really solidified him to being like, I can do whatever the fuck I want now.
Yeah.
Like, you did this, and I think he's definitely being fueled by some sort of hatred more than like the rest of the crew. I mean, they all have like their reasons why they're feeling the way they are and why they need to do what they need to do. And they know that we ultimately need to end our existence in some sort of way to bring peace to people, which is like what they're really trying to do in this season. What it feels like, it's like we're just going to end ourselves, and like if that's how it needs to be, that's how it's going to have to be. But he definitely has that power, right? And I don't think out of all of them, he's going to be the one that doesn't want to give that up. So there's going to be something that he's
a hypocrite.
He's going to inject the serum when they find the V1 original. He's going to be the one that probably takes it, to be honest. I mean,
oh shit, that would be a twist.
And him being
him or Huey. Huey, if Huey gets it, he might do it as like a sacrifice thing, but I could totally see as a fuck you him. You're right. That's actually a pretty good prediction, Justin. Butcher just doing it.
That's a good
I mean, he's growing, throughout the last seasons I see him. He is like, as much as I really want to like him, just because I think he's such an interesting character.
And it's Carl Urban. I mean, he's right. Badass.
Yeah. But also with him going and Ryan's demise that we see, he's like going to find him because he's like, I fucked up. He knew that he fucked up too during that moment. I think more.
Oh, Ryan's not dead.
Oh, well.
Well, he breathed. No, he breathed barely. Yeah,
he
barely at the end. Yeah,
I thought he was
dead.
like.
Yeah, I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
All right.
Yeah.
So I just interpreted
I thought he was dead.
He's barely moving. I mean, it was little movement. You had to put your good eye to it.
yeah. But like,
the show isn't beyond killing kids. That's the only reason why I was like, oh, he's fucking. He got his head caved in. But I guess they would have just shown mush if that was the case.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Just beat the pulp. Yeah.
But I don't know. This time of him realizing that maybe he fucked up and went a little too far with Ryan, because he did leave, after saying all this stuff and realizing like, you were lying to me the entire time. You knew about this virus and that I was gonna die and blah blah blah, and you were lying to me about all the stuff about his mother, and there was so much. And at that point, he was like, I don't know, he's just a little too more far gone than I think he thinks he is. But we'll see, I guess.
And Annie's on her way there too.
Oh, is she on her way? Oh shit, yeah. Oh,
I mean, she's caring more about like the task at hand. I mean, she cares about the boys. But as far as like, she snapped that girl's neck in this one because she thought Huey died.
Yeah.
Rightfully so. I probably would have had that reaction too in that moment. But she wasn't necessarily willing to go that far before.
She wanted to kill the fucking crow lady because she was just there. She's like, she's got to do it. Got to do it.
Yeah.
She's here. She's got to die. That's just how it needs to be. And I'm
I
like,
Mhm.
think
I understand.
once Huey kind of talked to her, I don't think they would have reneged on that decision if Mother's Milk let her leave. And I love also that parody of Raven is just the shitty crow person for the Teen Titans.
Yeah.
They're basically the Teen Titans parody, essentially, like the guy who comes on himself as a giant rock monster.
Yeah.
Um, and then like Superboy and this like Catwoman who's on TikTok who literally shits in a litter box. I
The
don't know if she
hairball
died.
dude was so funny.
Did she die? She either was in a sleeper hold or her neck broken by Kamiko, but the other guy got the virus on him and Soldier Boy
Died.
who got resurrected. I thought that was the end of Soldier Boy. One episode, he's back. Jensen Ackles, I
I
guess
did
like
too.
goodbye, but
I was
Seeing him
shocked.
was like really. I love Jensen Ackles. I think he's a great actor. So anytime he's on screen for anything, I'm like, this is going to be good.
and
And it was.
I like too that he's obviously still a bad guy, and even when he was in the last season, I guess that was season 3. He worked with them, but it was more of like a mercenary mentality. He was just trying to get some shit done. He was always bickering with Butcher, but it's interesting that he always
And
kind
he
of like
and he punched Huey too. That because
yeah
he kept telling him
yeah
to quit talking about like weed and or quit saying stuff to him, and then finally he punched him, and he goes, "I warned you," and then
yeah
just
he did.
Yeah.
But I love he's like the one character that can get under Homelander's skin, like the last one left essentially, because he sees him as a father figure, and even like at the press conference says it. And you could see like Soldier Boy's pissed that he brought it up publicly.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But like I was shocked that he survived. I guess I wasn't totally shocked. They kept like focusing on the body. They want you to think it the whole time, and he sits up like the Undertaker or a zombie or some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
Yeah.
it's
like fucking
like
Michael Myers.
Yeah.
Do the
literally,
sit up, yeah.
and
I
I
was
love that.
really I was surprised because at this point, A Train died at the end of the first episode. Then I was
Right,
like,
Hmm.
"Damn, they bring
another
Soldier
death.
Boy back for one episode and they kill his ass." So then the fact that he didn't die, I was like, "Okay, something's up." But yeah, I loved the twist of him having the V1 in his
Yeah.
blood because I don't think that's something that's ever been mentioned before until
No,
now.
that's the one thing that they're really trying to hone in on this. And now they decrypted, or they're saying they decrypted all the redacted files, which is cool. And French is like,
Or Harmony or whatever it's called.
yeah, we got it's decrypted now. It's like, is that a good thing? Well, it's decrypted now.
Bless his
Yeah.
heart. He's just trying to be hopeful. I love
Yeah,
Frenchie.
yeah. He's like, and like they are like wanting to kill him because the Zoe goes back to find uh, travels in the back of the van, essentially back to the
Right.
base and infiltrates and finds her father. Everything's wrecked, and they're like, well, we got to kill them. And French is like, no. Kimiko was like, no, just let them go.
Yeah.
She needs to grow up as like a kid, And then French is like, well, if you kill me, I mean, you can't have a serum because he's the only one I think right now that knows how to make it. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
oh yeah. And that was a valid eye crash out. They lied to them about like the death of their mother, like saying how you lied to us and you said it was Homelander and it was really Butcher, and you guys all went along with it. And they're all guilty. They feel bad. They showed on their faces, and I kind of
Yeah.
love that. And it's like, yeah, you're right. Like you just leave, just get the fuck out of
yeah,
here before Butcher gets back and you just have to die. And then
Yeah.
they pour
yeah,
bleach all over it. And I love all the little like tongue in cheek jokes with the other like the Seven with what's her name, Firecracker or whatever, one that has the TV show. And it's like on
Uh-huh.
the bleach, she has her label on there, and they're pouring on the shit. And it's like I don't know, just little sight gags. I love that are sprinkled throughout the show. But
Mhm.
yeah, they're back to square one, and that's why then Butcher's like, I need Ryan because he's the only thing that could stand up to Homelander. But then at the same time, he's like, well, you're too weak, you'll just lose, and that's exactly what fucking happened. So
Exactly. Yeah. And it's yeah. That was kind of the only difference in the scenes between the two seasons is that the swerve in this was that
yeah,
Homelander about killed his kid.
yeah.
yeah,
He's
Ryan
at
fucked
this
around and
point, he
found
doesn't
out.
care. He no hold back on Homelander more in this season so
no,
far than I think we've really seen. We knew that obviously he'll do whatever the fuck he wants whenever he wants for any type of reason, but this one is very much like I will kill my son. I will do this. I will do
Yeah.
whatever I need to. I will have my father be killed and pretend I had no idea. Nope, I didn't know
Mhm.
they had that. I'm sorry. And obviously he sees through his
right.
bullshit, but it's just
Yeah.
like you're such an asshole. And that's why no one loves you, no one cares for you because you don't care or love anybody, not even yourself, dude.
Exactly. Yeah.
You have to
But he
bathe
has.
in milk, dude.
Oh my god! And he's like drinking it. That was so disgusting.
Oh,
But
dude,
like,
When he's in the
mm-mm.
bathtub and Soldier Boy says, "Is that tit jizz?" I lost it.
Dude.
oh god,
Oh,
he has some great lines.
He
Soldier
does.
Boy. I, I
yeah.
I do also love the parody of like a eulogy at A Train in being in episode 2, A Train's eulogy. And I forgot
Mhm.
the name of the character, but they have him like married to what's her face? I just forgot her name.
Ashley.
Ashley. As just a
Yeah.
publicity stunt to like, well, you couldn't be the cat lady vice president. It's like, well, I don't know why I had to put my cat down. Homelander's orders. And it's like, it's like dark humor like
So I
that.
know. It's
Mm,
so fucked up.
But I love how
mhm.
Homelander has like a religious like epiphany, and he's like sees the light because again he's fucking nuts. In case we
Yeah,
forgot,
literally.
uh,
In case no one needed a
uh,
reminder.
and by the third episode, we have Elizabeth Shue's cameo. I love how that she always has a little cameo. She comes back from season 1, and she's like this angelic, like almost AI looking figure, which the
Yeah.
Mhm.
animators nailed the look. And Jessica, of course, ends up with opening up her bra to these glowing breasts, and he's like freaking out. So I guess in his head, sucking on them, but they cut to
Oh
the
yeah.
shot of what he's really doing. He's just sitting there suckling the air,
They
and
walk
it's
in
like,
on
Yeah, I think he did
uh,
probably
yeah.
splooge at that moment in his pants
Yeah.
just by his reaction in those moans. Like he was
Such
having
a
some
fucking
kind of
freak, man.
religious experience to the point where he was just like, ugh.
Anthony Starr needs to at least win something. I don't know if he did and I just missed it. A Grammy, an Emmy, something. Like, there's a lot of great
I don't
actors on
think
this
he.
show, but he just is the best, man.
Yeah, no, man. He just, and I feel like I don't know.
Him,
I
him,
hope
and
he.
Butcher are the best two acting wise. Man, I love Jack Quaid. Don't get me wrong, but it's like,
Yeah,
man, Homelander is a once in a lifetime performance.
yeah, it
Yeah.
really is, and I hope it's not the only thing he does. I
Right? Oh
hope
yeah,
I
yeah,
hope it doesn't like doom him. I hope he's not so good that it dooms him like with some actors you see.
yeah, yeah.
I don't
And
think it will,
he
but who
Who
cuz
knows?
knows?
man, you just see how he is in this show and you know that man has some range and he can
Mm.
act. So, yeah.
I love when people are like talking to him, like Soldier Boy's like talking to him and saying how he's so worthless and his face is just so like blank. He's just like, I
He's like
just
a
don't.
child. He looks like a little kid.
Well, the
Yeah.
He plays
cinematography
himself.
is great in that shot, literally, and a kid because they zoom out and it's like he looks all small next to the framed pictures of himself, and it's like,
Uh-huh.
wow, they nailed this shot.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. There's so much good in this show, and
Yeah.
I'm kind of mad at myself that I stopped watching, but I'm also kind of happy that I was able to kind of go back and
Yeah.
revisit all this and see the stuff I didn't see, and then see how it's going now. Because I'm really excited to see where this is going to go because it's
Mm.
really up in the air. But
There's
I
5
honestly really
episodes
think
left.
I'm definitely gonna say that I think Butcher is gonna at, at least try to take the V1 serum for himself in some sort of way, and I think Annie's gonna die at some point. I think,
Yeah,
and
and
that's gonna make Huey like just fucking go insane.
I
Yeah, I
also
can see
think
it.
that, I think Zoe might come in clutch somewhere because she gave Kimiko that look at the end
Yeah, of like
and
thank
like
you.
like that kinda nod, so I don't know. If there's some kinda like Avengers-esque battle happening on live television, I mean, everything else, they stream everything else in this show just like
I,
in real life, so why
Yeah,
wouldn't this big battle be live on VOT Talk or whatever the fuck it's called?
Bought
yeah,
Plus.
Yeah, yeah.
We'll
yeah.
So,
just
like,
I
raise
if
the
they
think.
prices
don't
on Bought Plus.
Yeah, yeah, there you go. So, like, if they don't just see it and come running,
Mhm.
that
I think if
that's
anything is
something that
gonna.
could happen. They could all and Maeve's still alive somewhere too, but she doesn't have her powers, I don't think.
Right.
Hmm.
That's supposed to. That's what I was wondering about Noir. Like, who is that? Could it be Maeve? I don't know. She was killing. He was killing some
Oh.
innocents, so I don't know if Maeve would go that undercover. Because in the
Mm,
first episode with Starlight's like people that were doing the hacking for the video for the Flight 37. But
true.
I wonder if she's going to factor into that or all, or what that character ends up being. I wonder if that's going to be some big twist, or it's just going to be, oh, they cut this fucking guy's tongue out. But I don't know. Noir was just acting so weird these 3 episodes, and even Deep comments on it. He doesn't talk at all, which is the original was like that. So it's just there's always that
Yeah,
little wrinkle
something's
with that
up.
character.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't know. That is one of the unknowns for me too. I'm just like, I don't. Maybe it is just that guy. Who knows? Maybe.
What will they find him in the next episode, knocked out by sleeping gas, or will we just ignore that happen and move on to the next important thing? Because the deep throw out of the car. I mean, we don't know if they found him out there.
Because what happened to
True.
the other guys in the bunker after?
Well, they were fighting. Again, Translucent Sun finds out that Huey was actually involved with his father's death. It wasn't Homelander, because he goes out there with a flashbang to stop the Deep and all them, which I thought was kind of a pretty tense scene, because there's that guy that kind of closes his hand almost like 11, which I think is the joke, and blow you up. Was he in the other seasons? I can't remember, but he was like a prison guard in this, and then he's working for the. Okay, he was okay.
Yeah.
But I like that character is this mute killer. That's a comic book staple, man. And he's going to take him out, but he just joins them and knows the password to the gate, lets them in instantly. They're all like, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
We're fucked. Yeah, but I think because after she kills Maverick, then Annie kills her. So the only ones that are left is her and Huey, and Noir's knocked out outside.
Is the other dude, the long hair guy, was he still alive or did he die? The one that grabbed Maverick that was like, oh, I got an invisible kid here.
I don't know.
I guess he's supposed to be like Wolverine or Sabretooth, because he's like
some kind of weird, I can smell you type character.
That was pretty good, because they set that up with the Axe body spray. That was a pretty good reveal. But yeah, he gets blown up, and that was awesome. It was kind of obvious they're not going to kill Huey like that, I would hope, but it's like, oh shit, the invisible guy was in front of him. That was pretty poignant. Like, Huey's kind of fucked over that. I mean, he'll have to get over himself, because again, like we're saying, there's only 5 episodes left, but him and Starlight, I mean, really, if you think about it, I've dealt with some heavy shit in this show, and they're both kind of trying to work through it. I think that's the bigger part with Starlight. She had to kind of still work with the 7 last season against her will, until obviously everything kind of hit the fan, and now it's a year later, and she's been attacking them underground, which we saw in the first episode. And then she says in the second, I lost all my people, basically. So she's trying to fight the good fight, and now they're literally rounding up people for just saying fuck Homelander on Twitter. So it's getting pretty dark. So I can understand why she feels responsible. And a lot of characters keep saying, or even Butcher, who fuck Butcher to some extent, but he's trying to keep the team together. It's for his own priorities. Don't get me wrong. But he does try to give them advice occasionally, and it's just this thing where it's like they're all kind of dealing with grief, and they kind of come to a head. They all have sex too, which is a funny scene. But I like that they are all trying to deal with this grief and this fuck up situation, because it's like now or never with Homelander. Like, he's either going to become immortal, and then you're never killing them, or we got to take care of this, and we're literally the only 6 fucking people that care, apparently, or feel like we could do something, which was always been the theme of the show since season 1, episode 1, which I appreciate that it's kept that feeling. Again, maybe season 4 lost that a little, like Dustin was saying, because everyone was kind of separated. I don't know. I didn't mean to go on a little bit of a tangent there, but
that's fine.
I just like what they're setting up a lot. Even knowing those little tidbits in the comic, because again, it's been out for, I feel like, 10 or 15 years, if not longer.
Oh, okay, damn.
They've changed so much so far. I just, in the back of my head, the theories run wild. So it's just interesting to see like the direction they're taking everything. And again, I know very little. I'm saying like 1 or 2 tidbits, literally.
I know zero from comics.
Okay, yeah, you're probably better off. You're better off not knowing anything. It's just,
maybe read them after the show's done.
Yeah, after
it's
over.
Going on.
It gets me excited. Each episode, the cliffhangers are always great.
No, that is definitely one thing that they nail. Like talking about, I was saying earlier, how this is such a well-written show, and they always do what they want to do in every episode. And yeah, they're hour-long episodes, but they fly by so quick too.
Yeah.
But you get the information that they give you is not so overwhelming that you're like, I can't keep up. It's literally, this person died. Now we got to do something about that. Now we know we have this virus that we can use. And now, we just lost our doctor. So now we got to do this. And now next episode it's obviously going to be them going to the bunker that they found, right?
Yeah,
They're gonna
I think so.
They got that. And we're going to see what the hell is going on with the Deep and freaking Stan, which I think Stan has to still be alive. I think he was just knocked out from the gas.
Yeah, he's alive because Homelander was nuzzling him at the end of the episode, remember?
That's right. So
we're gonna put him in a lab making meth. Like I can already see the memes. Like
literally.
Yeah. There will be memes. Speaking of which, have you seen the memes about me?
Yeah,
that cracked me.
I still wish that Giancarlo could go back to the roles he originally got famous for, but I get at this part of his career, he's just going to be fucking Gus forever. At least this is a little bit of a deviation. We got a little bit of like the more Gus flavor when he locked the door behind himself, like, fuck you, I'm getting out of here alive, and then he instantly gets captured. But
Yeah.
he was a
I
little
think
bit
it was
more
a
homely.
video I watched of him talking about how he likes being evil roles now because he was in a
Okay.
video game not that long ago of how he was also portraying like a Gus character. So I think
Far
he just
Cry, yeah,
Far
6, I
Cry is what
think.
it was. And I think he just really likes it because he's like this a lot
Yeah.
more dynamic to it. But yeah,
He's
yeah.
great all the time. I just, I don't know. It gets a little old after a while. It doesn't mean he's
hmm
bad or anything. It's like I've seen this before. That doesn't detract from the show at all.
Sure.
I like him in some of those old comedy roles in the Spike Lee movies back in the day.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
Long time ago, I guess at this point. Showing my
Yeah.
age a little.
Yeah. That's all right. Ah,
Well, did you guys have anything else you wanted to touch on from these 3 episodes?
I mean, I'm just
think
excited to see where it's going. I mean, they set up a lot of track ahead of us already in 3 episodes. I mean, it is 3 hours of change of material.
Yeah.
But they're laying it down pretty interesting so far. Yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do with some of these characters. I feel like I've said everything I had to say. I'm trying to think if there's anyone I left out. I mean, Maeve's the one I'm most interested in as like a side character because it's like I
Yeah, I
really
would like
like
to see
her.
her.
But I just don't know, is she going to just appear and instantly get killed? Like, she's got to actually do something. I don't want her to
Mhm.
just be on the screen to be taken out. Just, oh, she saved someone and she's dead. Like, I feel like that might be like maybe if Starlight does die, it's going to be a heroic moment. But I mean, I wish she just lived. But I can see what you're saying, Dustin. She's a character that's up there. She has some death flags waving for sure. Maybe they're doing that intentionally to make you think
Mm.
about it.
What if they did it as like a comical way of making fun of horror movies who bring back their final girl just for a
that
minute to kill them?
that would be so on par for them.
She
To
was
do
the
something like that.
original. She was a virgin. They played that up in the beginning. The whole Catholic. Well, actually, that was the joke. She wasn't actually. Wasn't that the whole thing in season 1?
Yeah, and then they found out she was actually gay, and then that became a whole
Oh, Maeve.
storyline.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah,
Annie.
Maeve. Oh, Annie. Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, yeah,
The
she was like
Catholicism.
a uh-huh. Yeah, she
That was
was
like a
real
big part of her
religious.
character.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Anyway, now I'm just rambling, but I was just
No, you're
happy to
fine.
talk about it. So I'll theorize all day. I don't know if I'll actually say anything of substance, but
Oh,
Yeah.
that's the
yeah.
fun part of theories, seeing where we end with the season
Oh, you
from
know
where we
what?
start.
How did you guys feel about Kamiko's voice? I saw a lot of people online complaining about it, but I was fine with it. I thought a little
I
too
was
much
fine.
with the sex jokes, but again, that's the show.
It's the
So I mean,
show, yeah.
Literally. Okay, enough
yeah,
with the porn.
a
And
guy got
she's, like,
choked
living
to
on
death.
TikTok. Yeah, she's living
Yeah,
on TikTok. That's what's teaching her, so that's how she's talking. But I do love that Butcher was like, 16 hours on a flight, and she ain't peep a word. And she's like, because all you say is, "Oi, oi, oi, cunt, cunt, cunt." I love the
yeah,
fact that
Yeah.
she did not say anything for the whole plane ride, and then she's like, "Brrr."
Yeah.
yeah.
No, I
Well,
loved it.
I
she doesn't want
loved
to
it,
talk
yeah.
to his ass.
Yeah, fuck
Also,
no, everybody's over Butcher at this point. They've got other shit to do. He's on the back burner.
Also, people complaining about that. I'm saying that, and this is a show where a man, again, giant penis, and he was choked to death with his own penis that he also got stabbed in by mother's milk. But
Oh,
again,
I
Mother's Milk
know.
did get
Yeah.
his revenge.
That was
That might be
justified.
my favorite moment of these first 3. That might be it, honestly. Just that fight scene, because this guy's been such a thorn in his side since I think season 2.
Yes.
Just at the mental asylum and everything, and then the orgy. It's just like, all right, get this guy out of here. He's fucking
Mhm.
annoying. I'm sick of seeing him.
Yeah, I was really glad to see take him out. But yeah, I think that's everything. Dang, what was I gonna say a minute ago? I thought of something. Oh, well, just the fact that Kimiko, I love that she was kinda living a peaceful life before Butcher showed up. I mean, she was, but she wasn't. I feel like she was always ready, because obviously
Mhm.
she just went with Butcher. But I do love that she was, like, helping the family out, and, we see the conversation with her and Frenchie about how she definitely wants to have kids and he doesn't. And then we
Yeah.
kinda see that dynamic with her letting Zoe and Samir go.
Mm.
And, I don't know, maybe she'll She might make Frenchie turn over another leaf, but I definitely think one of them is going to die, and that is a great lead in to make me remember what I was going to say. Do you guys think there are going to be a lot of deaths this season? Like, do you think they're going to play it safe, like Stranger
Mm-mm.
Things did? What
Mm-mm.
else just
Nah,
Welcome to Derry, you know,
No,
they
they're
played
gonna
it
go
safe.
full blown, dude. Like,
it's like Game
especially,
of Thrones. It's like Game of Thrones. Like that's one of their biggest influences because they both came out around the same time. So I think people are gonna get the axe, figuratively speaking,
Yeah.
literally. I don't know. Bad
yeah.
joke.
In the
You know,
show
I
in the show, they will, yes.
Yeah.
I really think that they're not gonna hold anything back. I mean, especially if they've obviously have watched the shows you just mentioned. They're gonna realize that people are kind of over shows being safe. I want a show that's gonna just please just go all in if you're gonna go all in. With we're seeing already people be exploded into pieces and blah blah
Right.
blah, and everybody just kind of dying. Like A Train, like that was one that really like I was like, whoa, okay, so that happened now. Wasn't really expecting that, but it happened. And
Yeah.
then I don't know if they play this safe and they're like, oh, like we'll say like 85% of our heroes are still alive. Cool. No, I kind of want them all to die. If I'm going to be honest, I want to see what they're talking about wiping out every soup. I just fucking do it.
If that's the case, I hope everybody does die, including Butcher, and it's not Butcher
Wow.
fucking them over in the
Right.
process.
We're getting the serum. Yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
I think Huey might live and Annie, it could go either way, and the rest are literally flip of a coin. But I would love to see at least Mother's Milk make it out alive. But yeah, that could go either
Yeah, yeah.
I would
way.
love to see him, like, get a happy reunion with his family, like a safe reunion where they could all just live and be together.
Yeah, and
But
he's
but
been so good in these first three episodes.
oh,
He's
he's an incredible actor. I feel like Huey is the only character if he were to die. I mean, I would be shocked if any of them died. Don't get me wrong, but Huey specifically, because he's literally the main character and he has just survived so much shit. He's the
I
one
Yeah.
usually
I'd be
comment
like,
on that too a lot.
yeah. Like he's one I would be genuinely shocked, but the rest of them I would be upset, but I wouldn't be like, oh, I wouldn't be like falling out of my chair. Like I fully expect Homelander to die. Like that's I guess the opposite end of that is if Homelander doesn't die, then I would be shocked. And the fucking
There you
producers,
go.
they have come out and said, and they haven't given any details, but they got to get the fucking internet talking. Oh, well, we don't think the internet's gonna like our last episode. And I'm like, all right, is that because you're just anticipating the right wing backlash, even though the show's been attacking that angle since season one?
Mhm.
Or which again, just to make that clear, is also just a commentary on America as a whole. They just
Yeah,
they
yeah,
zone in on that for certain aspects of it,
Yeah.
clearly.
yeah.
Or is it just because Homelander wins? I don't know. I don't think that's a satisfying ending, but I could see them doing that.
I really hope not, dude. That would suck.
Yeah.
The
That would piss
only
everyone off.
Or
Everyone.
Butcher. Butcher gets the V1, everyone else dies, and Butcher stands tall. Could be also another one that would piss people off. There's a lot of things that could piss people off, but they just want people to click on articles. They want people to watch the show. So it could be hyperbole.
Clickbait, yeah.
Yeah. So
the
I got me to talk about it. So they got us, right?
Yeah, right? Success.
I think the only way I personally would be okay if Homelander lived and listen. All right, he's an asshole.
Oh,
We all know that. All right, he's everybody wants him to die, but the only way I would allow him to live if there is okay, it's kind of a two-parter. One, they can zap his powers from him. They can take it, and two, they turn him into a vegetable so he can't do shit.
you know what? Actually, I had this thought while watching the episode. This baby foreshadowing, or just another one of his weird quirks. Put him in that fucking freeze chamber. How's he getting out of it?
Yeah.
He's in there, like, obviously he's trying to have like a daddy moment because he has daddy and mommy problems. But like,
Hmm.
Sage saw him in there. She's smart. She may try it and it fails, but I was thinking about that.
Oh,
Could he get out of that? Would he just be so powerful, even if he's frozen when he break out? Soldier Boy didn't. But is he more powerful? Even without the V1, is he more powerful? He's like Superman, so maybe.
true.
I don't
Very true.
know. That was just a thought. They made a
I
point
think
to
if that
show
were
him
to
in there.
happen, the only way I could see that happening, and this also kind of would be kind of a shitty ending, is like
I
if
could
everybody
see that
did
could piss
die.
people off, right?
Yeah, if everybody did
Mhm.
die besides Butcher and him, and they were the last two, and Butcher was the one that put him in that, and he's the one that
Oh,
has
maybe.
control over this now tube of a frozen Homelander, and then Butcher has his way with his
that
serum.
is like some Injustice. I don't know if you ever played Injustice or read the comics, like the video game made by Mortal Kombat, where it's like this bad alternate timeline where Superman went crazy and is basically like a bad guy, like Kingdom Come or something like that. So maybe interesting. I'm very excited. I'm glad when I'm excited for a show. That's
me too.
It's fun. It's a fun feeling.
But I think that's all I have to say. We'd have to wait until next episode.
Next week, with that being said, I think we're not really going to have any specific day. We're just going to try, at least after this point, to do one episode a week, as they come out. So maybe we can spend more time on them, or maybe, I don't know, maybe schedules won't allow that, but we'll just have to see. So, but we are going to be covering the rest of the season. Hopefully Sean can come back and spin some more theories, and maybe definitely at the end, see where we start now and where we end, and see if anybody gets anything right, which is always fun.
I'd love to. I mean, if you guys want to have me back, this was fun. So I'll talk more about the boys.
They're going to open up a portal at the end of the show, and they're going to go to a different universe like we're talking about in Injustice. And there's going to be a different Homelander that's good.
Damn. Yeah, different multiverse.
A little too late for that, but if they introduce it in season 2 or 3, maybe. But that's a funny thought for sure.
Their own Flashpoint.
Oh God, yeah, exactly, right, yeah. Thomas Wayne's.
But I know, other Dustin just needs to catch up. He ended up having to wait on Holly because she wanted to watch it too. And so that's why he couldn't join. And Parker too, he was caught up. So they might show up too. It might be a party. We'll just have to see how it
big
goes.
Old family reunion.
Yeah. All the shows getting together to talk about the boys. All the boys, if you will.
And Anna.
Yeah, and Anna. Hey, I'm one of the boys. Yeah, like I'm like an Annie.
Yeah.
Sean, do you want to tell everybody where they can find Movie Dumpster and what you guys are up to this spring and summer? Any good fun ideas coming up you can share?
You can always find us over at moviedumpsterpodcast.com, or if you're on YouTube, just look for Movie Dumpster. We're on there. Social media, Movie Dumpster. I don't know when this one, I guess it's got to be soon. We have a
tomorrow.
Oh, okay, perfect. Riccio is coming. We did announce this on Patreon. It just took a little while to release with our friend Jenna Fryer, who we've had on a few episodes in the past. For the Movie Dumpster fans, Riccio, the story of Ricky, is a Hong Kong classic based on a Japanese manga. So it's an interesting kind of adaptation if you've ever seen. If you like kind of kung fu movies, but like gore-centric kung fu movies, which were big in like the late 80s, actually most of the 80s, honestly. And then beyond that, we got some stuff planned, but nothing to really announce yet. We're definitely trying to get some more episodes out there. We also do a show on Tales from the Dark Side, which was an anthology series from the 80s. We got at least one more of those in the can. We need to edit and put out there, so expect that at some point. But the rest is a little up in the air. So definitely check us out on YouTube or go to our website if you want to get some updates. But that's pretty much what we got going on.
Nice.
Oh yeah, man.
Well, as for us, it's just been kind of all over the place this April. I know, like I said, like we've said in the past few weeks, the Dustins will be at Salem Horror Fest at the end of this month. So I'm going to kind of fill in with some things here and there to at least get some stuff out for you guys while they're gone. And I think you all will enjoy it. It will be a blast. And we'll also have the boys out to fill in, I think, while Tales is kind of hit or miss. But also Creeporama is still releasing banger after banger design.
It's amazing.
Dustin's got one of the new Scream ones on. Our code is still good and you can use it on pre-orders. It's Barons10. So go hook you guys up with, they've got some tank tops coming out too, just in time for summer. So go check them out and go spend some money. Sean, always a pleasure. Thank you for joining us again. Dustin, I love you, brother. Always happy to see you on my screen. And we'll see you guys next week with some more boys. Bye.
Hell yeah.